Today's topic is a little bit about Australia and the lockdowns and crazy stuff that's been going on there.
Our people over there are going through a lot of stuff. And I'm saying our people because they are our people.
Yeah.
In fact, everybody is.
You know, Australia is very westernized. I was there in 2016 with my brother and my buddy Jimmy, and doing a track and field thing and a little bit of vacationing, and it's a beautiful country. I was on the southwest corner down in Perth,
west side,
and it was just beautiful. I'd love to go again, but based on what I'm seeing now with all the COVID lockdowns, no, it's not on my list anymore. Really? So I brought in a few clips to show some news stuff, and I thought it was kind of enlightening because they were already going through this for an entire year, and they thought that things were finally, all these restrictions and all this stuff, it's finally over.
Yep.
Oh no,
well,
not
guess
over.
Guess what? They can't have that.
No, they cannot have that. So this first clip, we're talking a little bit of news. And so this one is from July of 2021. So again, move towards summertime. A year later, and this is what is running on the news.
First, the Australian Army will take to Sydney streets, assisting police in locking down 2 million residents in COVID hotspot suburbs. The Police Commissioner calling the Prime Minister for help after Sydney's worst single day since the pandemic began. 239 infections were recorded, at least 66 were infectious in the community. And tragically, there were 2 more deaths. The Premier announcing a crackdown on those spreading the virus by doing the wrong thing, with fines beefed up for not wearing masks and even stricter rules in the 8 hotspot council areas.
If that doesn't sound like Germany, I have no,
Nazi Germany.
Nazi Germany, I should be clear. I mean, does that not sound fear? I mean, they're just trying to freak you out.
We're talking, okay, so this little thing says 239 infections. Think about how low that number is.
Dude, I have heard of sex parties. Just with 6 people walk away with more than that.
That's hilarious. The infection rate's been much higher, I think, probably.
But
that's so funny.
But
yeah, 239.
I'm trying to be serious.
Okay.
If I heard these numbers, isn't that, again, a moment to celebrate? Am I missing something?
It just seems so low.
I mean, I'm not saying that we should celebrate that these people are infected or got infected and a couple people died. I'm just saying as a whole, when you have something that's going through the world and trying to kill everybody, hey, this isn't looking too bad.
It doesn't look too bad. And yet...
It certainly wouldn't shut down the whole place for it.
Yeah, and this is where they said there were 66 communities that were impacted with 239 infections. And so we're talking about, there's a few different communities that have a small number of infections, but we're talking about still a relatively low number, but yet they're calling out the military to help the police enforce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, my company that I work for, we've had more in my company infected than that. Just as a point, did we shut down my company? No. In fact, nope. We had to keep going in. But
they call the military on this small number.
Because, and you know why they have to call the military? Because these are free-minded people.
Yeah.
And that they're smart. They know it's not necessary. And then to force them, I mean, everything he said is so shocking that it came from Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. I look at it from our perspective of what we've gone through so far, and I think we've got a population of free-thinking people for the most part.
Yeah, true.
But they're probably in some of these circles are looking at we should be doing what Australia's been doing. I was listening to radio personality Jesse Kelly, and he's I want to say he was a Marine. Is that right? Do you know?
I don't know.
He's a military guy now doing talk show, and a very entertaining guy to listen to, and he's definitely a personality. He's really fun to listen to. He'll get left people really angry at him though for what he said.
He's doing his job.
But one of the points that he was making that I thought was kind of right along with my own take on things, and which is when you start to see people panic, and you think this is growing, this panic is growing, maybe it's a time for you to like sit back and think about it and to analyze, because when people start panicking, they make really, really poor decisions.
Yep.
When we get angry at different things, we try and let a little bit of time pass by to gather ourselves and start thinking. Your brain does not operate really logically when you're all hyped up and angry about stuff.
That's why all of us fools in America decided to, not us, not you and me,
Yeah.
but a lot of fools in America, they panicked, right? And they panicked, ran out and bought a bunch of toilet paper.
Yeah.
You should have gotten food. I'm just saying, because we're getting,
Mm-hmm.
because there's not other means to take care of that.
Now, I guess if if you're panicking and pooping your shorts, then maybe that makes sense. But I don't think that was what was happening. But when you start to see a mass panic, that's the time where you start to kind of like, okay, it's time to start thinking about this a little bit more clearly. It's not time to panic just because everyone else is panicking. And you can see that along the storyline of COVID, there's been mass panic that's been perpetuated.
Man, that sounds
Sometimes
good to me.
my language, I don't know, I had to watch it. And so coming from the government and media and social media, the fear and the panic continues to grow and grow, and it makes people react very, very poorly. There is a fair amount of people in positions to know the truth who are not exactly telling the truth. We were just talking about that lady who is the chief health authority, and she kind of outlines the deaths and what we should be thinking, considering these recent deaths. And I want you to listen to a little something towards the end.
25% of people over 70 are still yet to receive their first dose. I cannot urge you as members of the community to reach out and support your elderly family members and friends to get vaccinated. The vaccine does not work immediately in providing protection, but even one vaccine can reduce your risk of hospitalisation and death, and it can also prevent onward transmission.
Oh, what'd she say?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, what'd she just say?
And she said that the vaccine can prevent onward transmission.
Onward transmission.
That's
a lie.
You know that's a lie.
Yeah, it is.
There are so many cases of people who are fully vaccinated and boosted, still getting it and delivering it on to other people.
Right now. Yep.
And
everybody knows that's not the truth.
And we knew that when this thing was released.
Yeah.
This is from the chief health authority. It's a straight up lie.
Yeah, right. And so, again, and I keep saying it because people need to know these are smart, free people, and they see. People are going to question, why are they acting out? Because they can tell, they could see, they know better. They know that this is a bunch of BS that they are getting forced to, comply to.
Yeah. It's just so dishonest.
Yeah.
It drives me
and
absolutely
we
crazy.
deserve better than that. And it makes me think of, don't these people like this gal, doesn't she have a heart, or she's in a position, she knows the truth.
Yeah.
Doesn't she? I don't know. She's got to sleep at night, right?
I think she's part of a machine that's already moving in a certain direction, and so she needs to continue moving in that direction. So we're start to move on here with these vaccinations, because the country has really started to realize, you know what? We really need to get people vaccinated, and if we get people vaccinated, then we can go back to normal, supposedly. So
why would they believe that?
So this is a news clip from CNN in Australia, and this what do you call the reporter person? The person at the front desk here is talking to a professor at a hospital. He's a doctor, but he teaches at this place, and so they're talking about basically what herd immunity is supposed to be, and it kind of being a moving target.
I mean, you're never going to be able to pin it down because the vaccinations wane in efficacy. So you're never going to be able to have a finite, okay, everybody's 70% vaccinated, because you're going to need boosters for the people who got vaccinated 8 months ago.
No, you're quite right. That's what I was saying. As wonderful as the vaccines are, with the waning immunity and Delta being so infectious, we're never going to achieve herd immunity. So it is going to be a matter of vaccinating as much of the population as we can, catching up with booster doses, and working around that. And we will, all those measures, those COVID-safe measures we've been seeing around the world, social distancing, wearing masks, those things are here to stay. So it won't be a completely normal life for a very long time, Robin.
There to stay.
Yeah.
And, that's what they're trying to do in my state, our state.
Yeah.
So this is a global issue, and bringing up, what Australia is going through can highlight what we could be going through ourselves. Or excuse me, do I dare say what we will be going through ourselves?
And in some cases have.
Yeah.
So our country has some, well, I mean, there's different levels of governance. We've got basically the federal government, and then we've got states. And states, in some cases, can institute things that are more restrictive than what a state right next door would do. And I think Oregon has implemented a lot of these things. I mean, we were one of the first states that required vaccine mandates in, like first responders and public education, and there's a few other industries. Yeah. And otherwise you lose your job, which again is ridiculous.
It is. We
have another clip. This is from, again, the CNN news story, and they're talking about needing to get to the 70% vaccination rate.
Yeah, you just got to.
Australia's New South Wales has just reported another 800 new COVID cases, a slight drop from Sunday's record daily high. Meantime, the Prime Minister says the strict COVID measures will come to an end once the vaccination rate hits 70%.
Okay.
So it's funny because they are being black and white about that. It will end, and it won't. It won't. Why would it end? Because, there's going to be another variant which says, ooh, we need to get y'all.
There's always another one. So guess what the current vaccination rate is in Australia right now?
I don't know. I was hoping you had that tidbit because I wanted to. I got preoccupied and I missed that. So lay it on me. I'm curious. 2%.
So yeah, as of today, 78% have received at least one dose.
But they're not fully vaccinated.
No, but fully vaccinated, 73.8%.
Yeah, but fully, is that the booster though?
But that's not 70%, so that's still lockdown time.
Oh, so they got to actually off a couple people to get it back down to 70?
Yeah, exactly. They have to sit at 70%.
Only.
And that's what
the old people are getting hacked.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is. And that proved my point then. Thanks for listening to the shortened version of our show.
If you want to catch the full audio episode, you can find it here or wherever you find your podcast. But if you want to see the full version in video format, you can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, and now on Spotify.